Hello, Namaste guys, welcome to my video. मेरो नाम अबिन अनि म फ्युचरको नम्बर 1 युट्युबर अफ नेपाल। अनि गाइस आज चाहिँ मलाई के रिएक्ट गरम भइरहेको थियो हैन। त्यही भएर मैले चाहिँ आज नेपालको बारेमा गरम भनेर सोचे के। So 10 scary facts about Nepal which I found posted by a channel called FTD Facts. तपाईलाई थाहा छ होला हैन। So let's get into the video है त। ल सुरु गरौँ।
तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
Hey guys, it's good to see that you made it back to another episode of FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton. Now, for decades, the country of Nepal has been a great escape for travelers to experience the warmth, culture, and adventure that Nepal offers. However, Nepal has
Good, राम्रो। त्यसले सही कुरा बोल्यो नेपालको बारेमा हैन। गर्व छ मलाई नेपाली हुनुमा हैन। तपाईहरुलाई नि होला नि।
several issues that are just flat out scary. Here are 10 scary facts about Nepal that are gonna leave you surprised.
We were just sitting in R2K and like the whole place just started, like the power went out, so everyone was like, oh, the power's just out, that's normal, but then the whole ground started shaking.
Starting off with the first one, the massive earthquake. On April 25th, 2015, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake and aftershock damaged 1 million buildings in Nepal, not to mention the loss of lives. Government and donors were quick to come to the aid of the people with basic needs.
We are working both in Kathmandu.
गाइस यो कुरा सबैलाई थाहा छ हैन। यो हाम्रो बेला एकदम नराम्रो दिन थियो। रेस्ट इन पीस सबैजनालाई हैन। अब के गर्ने यार? अब भूकम्प आएर हैन कतिवटा लाइफहरु गयो।
Valley and in the remote regions, responding with essential life-saving supplies to make sure that families and children have shelter, clean water, food and access to healthcare.
However, reconstruction has been very slow. It took nearly a year for the government to form the Earthquake Reconstruction Authority, and Nepal at that time estimated that they would need $7.9 billion over the next 5 years. Many families still have not gotten aid and have to fend for themselves.
People shop.
ए हो के नेपालको बारेमा हैन। इट इज लाइक गभर्नमेन्ट आई डोन्ट नो गभर्नमेन्टको स्थिति नराम्रो हो कि तर गभर्नमेन्टको स्थिति नै नराम्रो होला। एकदम करप्ट छ नि त नेपाल हैन। किनकि हामी नेपालीले थाहा छ। अब हेर्नु न धरेर त अब लाइक आफ्टर 6 years फाइनली आफ्टर 6 अझै कम्प्लिट भएको छैन। तर त बनाउनै बाँकी छ। सो बिचारा मान्छेहरुलाई कति गाह्रो भइरहेको होला।
Are destroyed. The ground's been lifted out. Entire city is in panic. No one knows what to do.
The next thing that's really tied into the earthquake though is that there is a shortage of qualified engineers and architects, and this is really holding up construction. Poor quality work is a result of the government agencies being required by law to give projects to the lowest bidding contractors. Renovating Kathmandu, which is the capital city of Nepal, remains a priority though. However, in many neighborhoods there is little to no evidence of any rebuilding taking place at all. 4 years after the earthquake, many families are still homeless, and this has sparked one particular question to constantly come up in the media, and that is, where has all the aid money gone?
For some survivors of the
खाइदियो नि नेताहरुको पेटमा छ नि हैन पैसाहरु नेताहरुको पेटमा छ नि हैन। इफ कोही नेताहरु हेरिरहेको छ भने हो कि हैन भन त। हैन हो नि हैन। नभए त्यत्रो एडहरु आएको छ, अरु देशबाट त्यत्रो सहयोगहरु आएको छ, के गर्न सकेछ सरकारले? के गर्न सके छैन यार।
The late April earthquake, staying in this park is a better option than returning to unstable homes.
The next scary fact is Mount Everest. So perhaps the thing that Nepal is known for to many people is Mount Everest, the highest mountain above sea level. But it's not just the size that could strike fear into the hearts of people, but it's also how prone the mountain is to natural disasters. In April of 2014,
गाइस वर्ल्डको सबसे हाईएस्ट माउन्टेन त होइन भइहाल्छ नि त्यस्तो। तर लाइक या इट इज वान अफ द मोस्ट डेन्जरस। त्यति मैले हेरेको हैन यति लासहरु छ रे हैन। त्यहाँ अझसम्म भेटेकै छैन रे के। लाइक कति त यतिकै मान्छेले देखेर पनि नदेखे जस्तो गरेछ रे के। किनकि लाइक टन्नै छ रे के, वाइल्ड टन्नै छ रे के। मैले सुनेकै फेरि तर हो कि हैन मैले गएर देखेको छैन नि।
An avalanche ended the climbing season for that year, and 1 year later the earthquake triggered another massive avalanche over the base camp. There were fears that this would push away climbers and tourists, and the government waived climbing fees and announced an improved climbing management in hopes to reassure the visitors.
Giant plume just rising up. I mean, it was like 4 Empire State Buildings.
Shit man, त्यो मान्छे कहाँ गयो यार? पक्कै त्यो चढ्न गएको थियो होला। अब नेचरले लग्यो के गर्ने?
And I yelled for everybody to get down because it just goes so fast.
Next thing to look at is the deforestation. So deforestation and land degradation are affecting the population more than ever imagined. It is hurting economic growth and the livelihood of many people. Forest losses contributed to floods, soil erosion, and agricultural stagnation. From the years 1966 to 2000, forest cover declined from 45% to 29% of the total land area. Causes of deforestation include population growth, fuel wood consumption, construction projects, and
यो त हामीले प्लस 10 रे के अरे 19 मा पढ्छ नि हैन कजेस अफ डिफोरेस्टेसन इफेक्ट्स अफ डिफोरेस्टेसन त्यसै झल्कायो यार केटी हो सबैजना
converting forests into cropland.
Nepal's forest cover is decreasing at a rapid pace. Just last year alone, some 30,000 hectares were lost.
1.5 million tons of soil nutrients are lost annually. Land degradation is attributed to population growth, improper use of agrochemicals, and overly intensive use of land holdings that are too small to provide most households with sufficient food. Of course, I gotta look at the economy in Nepal. So following the earthquake, Nepal's inflation rate hit 10.5%, but it has since gone down. But what makes it so scary is that the economy grew by barely 1.5%.
विदेशी त सक छ हैन यो काले यो त सक छ के अब हामीलाई त पचिसक्यो यार तर पचाउनु चाहिँ भन्नै केटी हो हैन सबैजना हैन लाइक सरकारलाई के चुनौती दिनुपर्छ हामी नेपाली सिटिजन भएर
Nepal is one of the poorest countries in the region, and it imports most of its supplies as well as all of its oil products. Nepal's main source of foreign currency is the hundreds of thousands of foreign tourists, as well as money sent by an estimated 4 million Nepalese who are working in other countries. Nepal also has an energy and water shortage, even though Nepal
सबै सोर्टेज छ यार हैन हुन त सबै थुप्रै छ वाटर पनि थुप्रै छ एनर्जीहरु पनि थुप्रै छ तर त्यसलाई के रे उत्पादन गर्न सकेको छैन के नेपालमा हैन किनकि अब नेपालमा धेरै जना मान्छेहरु विदेशमै छन् सरकारले चासो छैन हैन
Nepal has several mountain rivers that can be used to produce electricity from hydropower plants. It faces massive power shortages. People face up to 12 hours of daily scheduled power outages.
सडक नाला बिजुली पानी का एकदम सहज से उपलब्धता हो सरकार मुहैया कराए ये सारे एजेंडा को लेकर हम लोग संघर्ष रखें
Nepal
नेपाली बोलेको राख्नुपर्छ नि यार हैन त्यो त हिन्दी भएन हैन नेपाली बोलेको राख्नुपर्छ नि यार सोल्टी काले दाइ यार कस्तो यार तपाई पनि यार त
could not build
तर हेड्स अफ टु कुलमान घिसिङ हैन उहाँले गर्दा बत्ती आइरहेछ अहिले मैले भिडियो बनाउन पाइरहेको छु गाइस हैन नभए के त 6 घण्टा 7 घण्टा गुरुपर्ने हो कि
new plants during the communist insurgency that happened back in 1996 to 2006, but since then only a few have been built, and tap water for the people living in the country's capital Kathmandu at times is available only 2 hours per week. Maternal mortality is also a big
यहाँ यार मेलम्चीको पानी त आएको छैन यार अस्ति आएको थियो फेरि के हो यार नर्मल पानी त आएको छैन यार घरमा अहिले पानी बनाउने मान्छे आइरहेछ अहिले नर्मली काम गरिरहेछ यार
thing. There's a lack of access to basic maternal health care, as well as a shortage of healthcare professionals and an underutilization of available services. And this is really holding back the improvement of maternal health in Nepal. Improving the health facilities, as well as ensuring that mothers get the necessary nutrition, elevating the position of women in society, among other things, would really help the improvement of the health of mothers. And it's a scary thought for women that if you actually get pregnant, chances are that you won't even be looked after properly, which of course would affect the children.
The UN Population Fund says giving birth remains a leading killer of women in Nepal. A program called Protection for Mothers provides a cash incentive and has helped more than 2 million Nepali women access health facilities.
Also, another big thing is
अब हुन त अहिले त राम्रै गरिरहेछ किनकि त्यो स्यानिटरी प्याड्सहरु अथवा कुनै पनि त्यो टोयलेटरी वुमनको लागि टोयलेटरी आइटम्सहरुलाई ट्याक्स फ्री गराउने भनेको छ त्यसको मतलब धेरै उत्पादन हुन्छ हैन अझै उत्पादन हुन्छ अनि अझै सेल्समा जान्छ हैन संसारभरिका नेपालीहरुले मतलब नेपालभरिका नेपालीहरुले हैन अब राम्ररी युज गर्न पाउँछ ट्याक्स कम बढेपछि त्यो स्यानिटरी प्याड्सहरुको प्राइस पनि कमै होला हैन त्यो भयो भने राम्रो हुन्छ हुन त अलिअलि बढ्दै छ त्यस्तो नबढेको हैन नेपाल राम्रो हुन्छ सरकार अलिकति नराम्रो भएर मात्रै हो हैन
is the trash. Trash is thrown from houses and cars, which
यसको बारेमा त कुरै नगरौँ यार
of course, piles up on the sides of the road, and plastic bags as well as other things clog up rivers. Even garbage that is properly disposed of doesn't always...
अहिले सिटी एरियामा चाहिँ अलिअलि कम हुँदैछ तर जस्ताको त्यस्तै जस्तै बागमतीमा हेर्न जाउँ हेयर गाइस केटा हो हैन यस्तो तनाव छ यार त्यहाँ त
end up in a landfill. This has led to the capital city being dubbed by many people as Trash Mandu. Nepal is one of the 10th...
मैले अहिलेसम्म सुनेको थिएन यार कालेले बाहिर बस्ने कालेले ट्रास म्यान्डुको बारेमा सुनिसक्यो खै त हामीले सुनेको ह तर जे होस् उता क्विरीहरूले भनेर चाहिँ होला किन हो पनि होइन भन्न त मिल्दैन नि त हैन रिसाउन मिल्दैन किन हो नि के थाहा छ कि हामीलाई त्यही हो भनेर
least urbanized countries in the entire world. However, it's one of the fastest urbanizing countries. There's still a long way to go to really clean up the waste though. The second scariest thing is water safety. Why? Because water is vital to human life. However, if you're planning on...
Water is vital to human life. खै त नेपाल के देशका नेताहरूले बुझेको तर सबै दोष नेताहरूलाई दिन मिल्दैन खै किनकि हामी आम जनता भएर थाहा हुँदैन लाइक समथिङ पोलिटिकल अथवा कुनै बिजनेस मान्छेहरूले नि ठुल्ठुलो मान्छेहरूले नि के ब्लक समथिङ के गरेर होला करप्सन हो के मेन करप्सन हैन करप्सनै हो के हामी त्यत्रो एडहरू त आउँछ नेपाललाई नआउने त होइन खै त यार खै मेलम्चीको पानी अहिलेसम्म राम्ररी बनेको छैन उता सिन्धुपाल्चोकमा बस आई डोन्ट नो त्यो सर्टेन एउटा मलाई त लाग्छ त्यो फ्लड आएको कारण नै अलिकति समथिङ रिलेटेड टु मेलम्चीले नै गर्दा हो जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई किनकि मैले अहिलेसम्म बुझेको त छैन सो मलाई आदि पनि हैन थोरै नलेज भएकोले आइ एम एक्सट्रिमली सरी बट द्याट इज द फ्याक्ट्स के
Staying in Nepal, you'll definitely need to filter your tap water.
Shit, man.
Water from the tap is not safe for consumption, and this is even if it's from a hotel. It's
यस्तो पानी त नुहाउन पनि घिन लाग्छ हो किन भन न अब हामीलाई त कस्तो हेर्दै कस्तो लाग्छ भने हैन हामीलाई त हेर्दै त कस्तो लाग्छ भने अब बिचारा कति मान्छेहरू छ नेपालमा हैन जुन चाहिँले यतिको सफा पनि पाउँदैनन् के यतिको पानी पनि पाएको छैनन् के अनि के गर्ने यार
It's also recommended to stick to bottled water and to avoid fruit that may have been washed with contaminated tap water, as well as avoid drinking anything with ice cubes in it.
भिडियोले क्विरी नेपालमा आउन लागेको क्विरीहरूलाई चाहिँ अलिकति हेल्प गर्छ किनकि अब रियालिटी हो नि त हैन यसले फ्याक्ट्स कुरा भनिरहेको छ सब रियालिटी हो यसले हावा कुरा भन्यो भनेर हामीले भन्न नि मिल्दैन
because the ice may have been made from tap water. The tap water has a yellow tinge to it and it's contaminated with the E. coli bacteria. And the number one scary fact about Nepal is overpopulation. And this is probably the scariest fact because the population is continuing to grow. The population of Nepal at the time of filming this episode is 28.7 million people. And over 25% of the population lives below the poverty line, and that number is expected to increase in the years to come.
तर अहिले त कति होला हैन अहिले त कति कहिले अब हुन्छ त सेन्ससको काउन्ट गर्ने बेला भएर थाहा छैन हैन मलाई हैन तर भयो होला नि हैन तर आई डोन्ट नो कति मान्छेहरू बिस्तारै एजुकेटेड हुँदैछ हुन्छ नि लाइक कन्ट्रासेप्टिभ डिभाइसहरुको लाइक प्रयोग गर्ने हैन कति होला मान्छेलाई थाहा छ अहिले बच्चाले थाहा हुन थालिसक्यो हैन सो इट इज गुड तर पपुलेसन ओभर क्राउडेड हामी अब काठमाडौँ भक्तपुर ललितपुरलाई मात्र भन्न मिल्छ किनकि अरू ठाउँमा त जस्तै म मेरो गाउँ लमजुङ होइन लमजुङ जाँदा फेरि त्यति मान्छेको पपुलेसनै छैन कि एउटा घरमा नि 3-4 जना मान्छे मात्रै हुन्छ हैन एउटा घरको डिस्टेन्स पनि फेरि थोरै धेरै छ सो काठमाडौँ इज ओभर क्राउडेड तर अरू चाहिँ ठिकै हो मैले देखेको हिसाबमा चाहिँ फेरि मलाई कम्प्लिटली थाहा छैन आई एम सरी फर द्याट मैले देखेको हिसाबमा चाहिँ काठमाडौँ इज ओभर पपुलेटेड एरिया
Now, it's not that the country itself cannot fit the people currently, but rather the current amount of people and the current infrastructure to manage the population just aren't a match. This contributes to environmental deterioration, and rapid population growth has led to an increase in the demand for fuel wood, timber, and land to grow more food. So you made it to the end of this.
ओके गाइज हैन जस्तै यो च्यानलमा एफटीडी फ्याक्ट्स भन्ने लिङ्क डिस्क्रिप्सनमा छ यो च्यानलमा नेपालको बारेमा धेरै कन्टेन्ट्सहरू छ हैन जस्तै राम्रो कुराहरू नराम्रो कुरा त यो भइहाल्यो अरू सबै राम्रो कुरै छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई किनकि हामी एउटा नेपालको नागरिक भएर हैन नेपाल व्हाट इज नेपाल फेमस फर यो माउन्ट एभरेस्ट यो बुद्ध शुद्ध भनेर पनि काम छैन कि हैन हामीले नराम्रो कुरा पनि जान्नु पर्यो नि त हैन के कसो हो नराम्रो कुरा थाहा पाउनु पर्यो जस्तै नेपालमा के प्रब्लम भइरहेको छ एउटा आम नागरिक भएर हैन एउटा हामी राम्रो सिटिजन भएर एउटा हैन आफ्नो हकदारी कामहरु निभाउनु पर्यो हैन जस्तै फोहोर मैलाहरु यताउता फ्याल्नु भएन हैन जस्तै अब अनएजुकेटेड मान्छेहरु हुन्छ नि जस्तै हाम्रै घरमा एक्जाम्पल लिउँ न हामी अब जस्तै हामी जतिको एजुकेटेड हाम्रो मम्मीहरु ठुलो मम्मी हाम्रो ड्याडी बाबा के रे फादर ग्रान्डफादर हुनुहुन्न होला होइन, हुनुहुन्न होला, तर हुनुहुन्न भने जस्तो लाइक सिकाउनु पर्छ होइन, लाइक यतिसम्म गरेपछि सिकाउनु पऱ्यो। सो गाइज त्यही हो होइन, नेपाललाई बचाउँ होइन, नेपाल बचाउँ, आफू पनि बचाउँ, नेपाललाई बचाएपछि आफै पनि बचिन्छ। नेपाल राम्रो देश हो, एकदम अरूभन्दा पनि राम्रै लाग्छ मलाई, किनकि जस्तै बाहिर विदेशकोमा लोभिनु, नेपाल हुँदाहुँदै बाहिर विदेशतिर आँखा लाग्दैन मेरो, किनकि नेपाल राम्रो छ। सो गाइज यति भन्दै म बिदा लिन चाहन्छु। प्लिज लाइक सेयर एन्ड सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनुहोस् मलाई, प्लिज लाइक सेयर एन्ड सब्सक्राइब गर न यार होइन, मोनिटाइज त गराइदेऊ न यार तिमीहरू यार। सो यति भन्दै गाइज म बिदा लिन चाहन्छु। प्लिज लाइक सेयर एन्ड सब्सक्राइब, बाई बाई, पिस।